So, what is DevOps? First and foremost, let's make sure we understand what DevOps isn't. So, it's not a tool or a software product. It's not a development language. DevOps is not an infrastructure or networking protocol. And DevOps isn't something that's specific to cloud technology. DevOps isn't a specific role, although there are clearly many DevOps based roles. As you have undoubtedly worked out by now, DevOps is a portmanteau or a linguistic blend of these two words, development and operations. And just as the two words have so naturally blended together in this new philosophy, so too in essence have the activities of the two previously unattached and disassociated departments of development and operations. So, first and foremost, you need to think of DevOps as an all prevailing cultural change within an organization. So, of course, you don't do this in half measures. You'll have noticed as recruiters that when speaking to line managers or HR from a company newly converted to DevOps, it is touted by your clients as a seismic change to the way they used to do things. And this is absolutely true. It was probably a very senior strategist at an architectural level, probably an enterprise architect, who has evangelized the change. And then that change would have been pushed out as a message with religious fervor from every high hilltop in that company. The fact that we have gone DevOps. From there on in, that company will only entertain CVs of DevOps engineers, DevOps developers, and systems administrators who have had experience of the DevOps environment. Let's look closely now at what this all means.
So what does this mean? Well, first and foremost, DevOps is a mindset within IT. And it's a mindset that brings two departments of development and operations together to work as closely as possible and to share knowledge, processes, and activities that were never done before. What this culture of deep collaboration is designed to do is across the company to increase productivity through increased alignment and automation of processes. I'll explain that later on. But what it ultimately does is it enables a company to produce, test, and deploy new software products faster and thus become much more competitive as a result. Of course, that's the dev part of DevOps. But what about the ops part? So of course, when I say ops, I generally mean networking, infrastructure, support. That's what you've got to have in your mind. Now, these are people who never would have developed in the past. But what it means now is that systems engineers within a DevOps environment should be skilled on the coding side of things as well, so that their infrastructure can be deployed, adjusted, and rebuilt in the time it takes to send out small pieces of code over the network. I'll explain all of this. But the upshot of this is what would have taken days to do in the past, for example, build, configure, and deploy an array of multiple servers across the network, well, that can now be done in minutes. And that's what we talk about when we look at infrastructure as a code later on. So DevOps is a cultural change in an organization, and it promotes deep collaboration with a view to increased productivity and ongoing efficiency. The way to think of DevOps is it takes Agile to the next level. Let's see how it does this now by studying the DevOps cycle properly.